So I'd really like to welcome Holly, who has designed a printing pack for us this time for our WOYU pack. So I'm just going to introduce you to Holly. So hi Holly, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your practice is, and a little bit about you?
Yeah, all right. Hi Fiona,
Hi.
really nice to be here. I'm really excited to be part of the project and see what people come out with by the end of the session as well. So yeah, I'm Holly O'Mara and I run craftybunstudio from a room in our house. So I do different types of printmaking, mostly Collograph, dry point, woodcut and Lino-cut. I got into printmaking when I was at university. I was studying fine art, but found it quite stressful, and found printmaking as like a course to go and do once a week on a Wednesday evening, and just really.
So was it separate to your course? It wasn't in the. It was an outside organisation.
Yeah, it was a lady who, I was in Nottingham, and it was a lady who ran like a B&B, but then she also had a studio in the back garden where she did pottery classes and making classes. And yeah, it was just really nice. It kind of got me out of the institutionalized setting and into a more community kind of feeling, and I just fell in love with it because you got to learn different techniques over like a 6-week period. So I did a few of those, and then yeah, that was about 12 years ago. So yeah, just been going ever since. And then I was just doing it as a hobby really, and then about 6 years ago I decided to do my first craft fair, and yes, I've done a few of those now. Yeah, and then I started teaching my own courses, probably getting on for 2 years ago now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you is it like workshops that you do, or do you do a one-off workshop or a full course sort of thing?
I like to do full course ones just because I feel like it creates a really nice community of people who otherwise wouldn't have met.
Yeah.
So I tend to do like a 6-week setting where they learn 4 different techniques, and then they have 2 weeks to kind of play around with what they enjoyed the most and get more of a feeling for it. And the first one I did with those, actually, the people liked it so much that they wanted me to do an intermediate one. So in the new year we did an intermediate course as well for another 6 weeks.
Oh,
it's really nice. But I do one-off courses as well, so a 1-day lino cut workshop or occasional kind of pop-up mono printing thing. But yeah, I like the community feeling of it, so it's nice to be able to do that. Yeah.
So you use different types of printing techniques then. You said lino and mono.
Yeah, I'll show you a couple of plates. So yeah, the main ones I do are Collograph, dry point, lino and woodcut. But I use mono printing quite a lot when I'm wanting to test out an idea before committing to carving it. So if I've got a little sketch that I want to try out, the mono printing is really nice for that. It's good for, like, say you want to send a card to someone but you haven't got time to kind of carve something out and do the whole process. You can just do a little mono print, stick it down to a card, and it's just a nice little gift to send to somebody.
Yeah, that's nice. When I saw the video that you sent me about the printing that we're going to be doing, I immediately thought, oh, that would be good for card making.
Yeah,
quite a good option, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's really nice. So this is a mono print plate. Shine the light there.
Great.
So that's the cat. So a collograph is it's on like a sheet of mount board, like you get in a frame, and then you can carve into it with a scalpel, and then you can peel back the sort of top layer, and it gives you this fuzzy depth to the plate. And so when you come to ink it up, you have to kind of smother it in ink, wipe most of it off again, and then put it through a press with some damp paper, and it seeps into all the fine details. so I really like that technique because it's similar to etching, but it's something that's more kind of, you can do it at home. You don't need all the chemicals and it's more affordable as well, in terms of you can just do, you can go to like framers and ask for scrap amount. They'll give you like a bunch for £1. So,
yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? Because I think people sometimes are put off when they think about printing, because they think, oh, you need, as you say, chemicals and like a press and a lot of space, and you need to dry it, and but you can't. There are things that you can do, aren't there?
there is,
like a smaller home environment. Or,
definitely. Yeah, no, it is really good. And then lino prints. I've got this little fox one.
Oh,
so he sits in there.
cute.
And print the two together.
Oh, lovely. So you would put maybe one colour on one lino part, would you print that?
I do like the fox first in orange or red, and then sometimes I do like a kind of huey background, so like kind of green and then going into orange on the bottom, and then you print that over the top. This one is a dry point.
Okay.
Struggling to focus on that. So that's on a sheet of Perspex, and you scratch into it with.
What do you use to scratch into it?
It's they're called dry point tools. They're kind of like a needle-like tool. I was just seeing if I've got one on my desk. I don't think I have at the moment. Not sure where to put them, but they're so they look a bit like a pencil, but then it's got like a metal sort of sharp nib on the end, and you just have to keep scratching into it. And you get different sized ones for sort of depending on how dense you want to go with the scratching. And then similarly to Collograph, you have to kind of smother it in the ink and then wipe off where you don't want it, and then put it through a press with damp paper, and it seeps into all the fine bits. And then I've got a wood carving. I don't know if you'll be able to see this one, because last time I did it, it was a bit dark.
Oh, I can, yeah. Oh, wow.
That's that was my old pet rabbit. Yeah, sadly passed away this year, but yeah, that's why I've called my business Crafty Bun, because he used to keep me company in my studio.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's nice.
Here's the inspiration.
Oh, we all need a little bit of inspiration, don't we?
Yeah, little muse.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But did you say you were part of the Printmakers group?
Yeah. So I'm part of the Birmingham Printmakers. So I tend to do all my carving out at home, and then I'll go there sort of once a month or something, and use the big presses just to bash out a load of prints.
Wow, sounds amazing.
Spread out a bit more. Whereas here I've just got like a small A4 press, so I'm quite limited.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, got it second hand on eBay.
Oh, well done. Hard to come by, aren't they?
Yeah.
I did have a look a while ago. Yeah. I did look. I was quite interested in getting some printing bits and bobs. But then I didn't get round to it.
One day.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. So outside of doing the printmaking, I run like a craft market a couple of times a year in Stourbridge.
Okay.
And we were due to do one sort of around the summer, but obviously couldn't. So instead, the money from Arts Council went to me building a website, which is now like a makers directory for
that's amazing.
craft people around the Midlands. So kind of trying to shout about how much creativity there is in them. Yeah, and then doing we do like regular daily Instagram posts about different makers, and then we do virtual markets as well at the moment.
So you have lots of contacts then, I guess.
Yeah. Well, ever growing.
Yeah.
Comes in
loads. So that's really good. I think it is really important, isn't it, to kind of have that network and support.
Yeah, I think especially
just to keep it all going, really. We just have to transform how things are done at the minute, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of us creatives have felt quite isolated and not really knowing where we're going or what we're doing. So it's nice to have somewhere where we're all together and we kind of have a community there as well.
definitely. Oh, that's brilliant, that is. Well done. It's great.
We're planning our next event at the moment, so it's going to be like we're calling it Makers Festive Fortnight. So via Instagram and our website, we're going to be having like daily live chats with some of the makers who are involved, and then on the Saturdays of each of the 2 weeks, we're going to have a day market thing where we're sort of sharing footage and demos and new pieces of work that they've been making. Just trying to get people to shop independent this Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that should be nice. Just trying to get people together for that.
Mm.
But what we'll be doing today is monoprinting, which I do use quite a lot as well, to practice ideas before committing to actually carving them into lino or whatever material I decide to use. So yeah, so I mean, in terms of monoprinting, it's very easy flowing, and if you make a mistake, it's absolutely fine, because you can just throw it away, start again. It's not, you use minimal ink for what you do, and you'll all be getting a sort of tube of ink each, so that'll last you a long time, if you want to keep printing. Yeah, and it's a really nice way of just testing out ideas, and if you want to send Christmas cards or birthday cards to friends and family, it's a really nice way to just do a nice personalized design for somebody, and then send it. So that's why I like it, and it's a good way of getting into printmaking as well, because there's no kind of pressure to use sharp tools or carve into anything. You can just get a bit mucky, have fun, and yeah, see what you come out with. But I have got, all of you will be getting some kind of source material in terms of imagery that you can use. So these are just some botanical prints from a book that I scanned. But equally, if you've got your own designs already, or if you're really happy drawing freehand, then you don't even need to have an image. You can just do it off the top of your head as well. It's nice in that way. Yeah, another good thing about the monoprint is that you can do it off your kitchen table, you can do it anywhere, and it's pretty kind of mess free, as long as you keep your ink to your piece of plastic that you'll have. So all you need is your ink, and you'll all be getting a roller as well. And then once that's all set up, it's pretty much just like drawing a picture, but you're drawing it into the ink, and it gives you sort of nice textures as well. So I'll show you the one that's in the tutorial.
Lovely.
So you get these nice kind of inky splodges, which just give it a lovely texture, I think.
Yeah, it does. It's nice that you've got like a line drawing, but you've also got like the variation of the gradients on the ink. It looks really nice. Yeah, lovely.
And it's got a lovely sort of textural feel to it as well. Once it's dry, it's kind of got a bit of fuzziness.
Nice. So I think in the packs we're providing some plain paper. But is it possible to go on and then print onto different things if you've got them at home, like I don't know, wrapping paper or wallpaper or something like that?
Yeah, you could definitely do it on any kind of paper, really. I think if it's really thick paper, you might struggle to get the right amount of sort of definition. But I think any kind of standard paper is absolutely fine, or thin card as well is fine.
That's good. I think it's quite nice to just have a little bit of a try, isn't it, and experiment with things once you've had a go and you've learned how to do it. It's good to just see what the possibilities are, I think.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody's results.
Yeah, and you never know when we go back to doing workshops normally. I mean, the good thing about having a tube of ink in this roller means that we can move on to doing like lino carving in the future, because it's quite a versatile ink. You can use it for a lot of other printmaking.
That's good.
Not just monoprint. Or we could even do colour monoprinting as well, where you actually have different layers of colour coming through on the print. So it's like the next stage. From having a single colour.
That sounds amazing. So the ink, it looks like a really good tube, so that will last quite a while, I guess.
Yeah,
Get a few
each time you do a print, you only need like about 1 centimetre, 2 centimetre blob. It goes a really long way.
That's good.
Yeah, it lasts ages. It should last you several months, depending on how avidly you go printing.
How many prints you want to do? Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant.
Get into a spree of Christmas cards and get through it all. Yeah.
And the roller's good as well, because then you've always got that, so you can go back. You know, you can buy other inks and things, but it's quite good to have your roller and a bit of equipment, isn't it?
Yeah,
it sounds good.
And in terms of washing up as well, like the ink that you'll be using is all water based, so you just use some hot soapy water, clean your roller as soon as you can after you've done your printing, just to keep it as pristine as possible. But yeah, and your perspex as well, you can just clean that off in the sink and keep using that each time.
That's great. So it will wash off your hands and all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
Rub it in your hands, you'll be fine.
So it sounds like an amazing pack that you designed for us, and we have got an instructional video as well to go with it. So I think that's a really clear video, so it should just lead everybody through the pack really well. So I just want to say a massive thanks to Holly for making the pack. I think everybody's going to enjoy it and get something slightly different out of it, but I think we'll all have some amazing prints, whatever designs we end up creating. It's really nice to have something physical afterwards to share. You can even send them to people or display them. I think there's lots of possibilities of this pack.
Yeah, there is.
It's quite open-ended, so you can choose kind of how to take it, what direction to take the pack, I think. So that's really good. Thank you, Holly. Amazing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, really happy to be joining everyone.
So we'll also put Holly onto the WhatsApp and the Facebook group. So if anybody has any questions,
great.
I think Holly will be happy to answer them. She's got a lot of technical printing knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Holly.
No, my pleasure. Looking forward to seeing what everyone creates.